My name's Alexander Hoffmann. I'm a freelance mobile app developer, and I had some fun with TalkBack accessibility in recent apps. And I'm just here to share my experience and tell you what steps you need to take into consideration when you want to optimize for blind users. So let's start with what is TalkBack. TalkBack is the default screen reader for Android. It should be pre-installed in pretty much every device by now. Screen reader is a tool that goes with the accessibility layer over the user interface and tries to read out what it sees to blind users. It's part of the Android Accessibility Suite, which is an app that you can actually just download from the Play Store if you don't have it installed. And just be aware that it's updated independently from the operating system. So even though you're using basically the same system, you might get different results based on different TalkBack versions. If you've never worked with TalkBack, I suggest that you go to your accessibility settings and try to enable it there. And I also recommend to you when testing to enable the TalkBack shortcut, which will enable this small bubble on your operating system so you can easily turn it on and off again, because it's quite hard to navigate back to the accessibility screen once you enable TalkBack if you have never worked with it, because then normal touch inputs will not properly work, obviously. But luckily, if you're testing with emulators, you don't have to go to the settings, which is quite cumbersome if you're switching devices and whatever. You can just use the device UI shortcuts to enable TalkBack from there in Android Studio, which is what we will do right now when we come over to our demo part. So imagine this. You got a user story. Please implement a profile screen for your app, where users can see some basic contact information, their payment info, and their name and birth date, and yada, yada. So sadly, you're in a company which does not have a design team, so you are stuck with a screen that looks like this. This is your first iteration, and you think, well, job well done, that's a good screen. It does have some personal data, contact info, payment info. It has an error message, which appears if the phone the phone number is not verified, and also this payment info is clickable, so you can navigate further into to edit your payment info. So if the user has not verified their phone number, they can click this button. It will pop up some custom notification that you implemented, which is in your own design guidelines, which you don't have. Instead of showing a toast, everything's fine. But now let's see what extra steps we need to take to make it a better experience for blind user. Because imagine this is what your blind users see. Nothing. So let's enable TalkBack and hope that the emulator audio works, because it often does not work.
Top profile start.
It does work. So this is a good place to explain how TalkBack works. TalkBack allows users to just touch across the screen.
Phone number.
And TalkBack will read whatever element it finds under the touch gesture. But the more common use case is that users swipe from left to right or right to left across the whole screen to just navigate to the next semantic node, to your next composable most of the times, to explore the screen step by step.
Profile start.
So I'm gonna just swipe to the whole screen so we see what TalkBack tells blind users.
Personal data. Name. Alexander Hoffmann. Birthday. The 6th of January 1990. Contact info. Address. Messedam 26, 14055 Berlin. Email. contact@hypar.de. Phone number. +4915 7*99. Phone number has not yet been verified. Double tap to activate. Payment info. Type, bank account, IBAN, the 498*53. Double tap to activate.
So this is the very first step to improving accessibility. Just actually use TalkBack at least once on your finished screen to see what the result is. And right off the bat, we already found some small issues while we were navigating. We will get to them later. For example, maybe you heard it here.
Messedam 26, 14055 Berlin.
14,055 for the zip code. It's kind of confusing. I personally would prefer to read it character by character, for example. Yeah, there's some small minor issues, but it's it's usable, I would say. But yeah, the first issue that I have here is you can't really see it from the
Personal
UI,
data.
but you can see it from the code. So this is the composable here. We go to the personal data, and this is the headline. The headline looks like a headline, but semantically, it is not a headline. And why is this important? Well, I can't really show it in the emulator because I would have to do like a 3-finger swipe gesture, which I don't know how to do in the emulator, but users can change how TalkBack navigates the screen. You can do like node by node, how we do it here, or you can do a character by character, word by word, or headline by headline. And this is important when exploring a large screen with a lot of sections, a lot of data, like different containers and lists and whatever. So to make it like more explorable for users who visit the screen for the first time, let's make this actually semantically a headline. And our friend for the whole duration of the talk is going to be the semantics modifier. You type in semantics, and for headlines, it's heading. So this is now semantically a headline. Users would now be able to navigate it. And we do it to our other headlines as well. And last but not least, this one. Okay, headlines are fixed. So another improvement that I would like to do is here in this error region. It's quite small here. The error is quite fine. It says,
Phone number has not yet been verified. Double tap to activate.
but you think about it, phone number has not yet been verified. Like, is it actually an error? Is it a warning? Like, is it like a bad thing that the phone number has not been verified? Can I still use the app? And for seeing users, we highlight this in red, and we all know red means error, as opposed to, for example, green for success or yellow, orange for warning. But colorblind users in this case and blind users, they don't get this highlight at all. They just read phone number has not been verified, and now they have to do the guesswork. Well, it's probably a bad thing, but like, how bad is it? So for colorblind users, you would probably add like some cross icon, a red cross or whatever. For blind users, you actually should maybe include like a semantic declaration that it is an error. So let's check out how to do this. And for the error text, we also go to the modifier here and add semantics. And there is actually a semantic node called error, where we can just provide a custom description, like you actually need to verify it. This is fine, and I'll do a quick deployment so we can read the result. But I don't like how TalkBack reads it, actually. It makes it more cumbersome.
View. TalkBack playground. Profile. Phone number has not yet been verified. Error. You actually need to verify.
So
Double tap to activate.
So this is more understandingly, like you actually need to verify. You can leave it like this, but I would like to just preface it with the word error and then just read the actual error message. So as far as I'm aware, error doesn't do more semantically. Maybe it will do in the future. So you can also just do like a content description. Let's remove the error here. And the content description will just preface what's inside there.
Profile. Profile start. Out of list. Error. Phone number has not yet been verified. Double tap to activate.
So yeah, if you notice,
error. Phone number has not yet been verified.
It's reading
Double
error
tap to
before
activate.
that. Yeah, it's reading error before that. So either way is probably fine, but just be aware. If you're highlighting something for seeing users, highlight it for disabled users as well, and for blind users especially, because they can see icons and everything. And another thing we can improve.
Error. Phone number has not yet been verified. Double tap to activate.
Double tap to activate. So based on this clickable node that we have here, this clickable modifier, I mean, TalkBack knows, okay, there's a click action available. But you can make it more clear what click will actually do. So you can provide a click label as a parameter. And the syntax is always double tap to and then do something. So we can replace this do something part. In this case, we can say double tap to send verification SMS. And Down here,
Type.
I also said we have
BAN. The 498*53. Double tap to activate.
we also have like a button for the payment info, so we can go inside the payment info and edit it. And let's go there as well and add a click label, payment info, clickable, click label, edit payment info. So this would then make this more clear. And another issue.
Error. Phone number has not yet been verified. Double tap to activate.
Let's double tap. Oh no, our custom notification that we use across all our app is not really great. See, Compose will not automatically, or TalkBack will not automatically notice that content has changed. We need to actually announce to the screen reader that content has changed. It's a whole can of worms that you can open up once you implement your custom bottom sheets or you implement dialogues your own way because you don't like the default material design theme and you don't think about accessibility. So for stuff like this, where stuff appears and is kind of important for the user, you need to use live regions. So this is our custom notification, just a box with a background color green. And here, once again, we need to add semantics. And we need to select a live region mode. Polite. And I mean, polite is quite nice. The docs say polite will just read not that important messages, while assertive will actually pause TalkBack in whatever it's doing right now and read this immediately because it's like more important. But I have not seen in practice a difference yet. So I'm just using polite for now because like as verification SMS has been sent does not require a user interaction, so it should be fine. Let's check if this works.
Home. At a glance. View. Profile. Error. Phone number has not yet been verified. Double tap to send verification SMS. Verification SMS sent.
And there it is. The focus actually still stays where I clicked, so TalkBack does not go to the other node and then back. It just reads the bloody message that we required. So yeah, this is all fixed. And what about navigating this whole semantic tree? Because as you see here,
personal data, name, Alex, birth, the 6th of January 1990.
There are quite a few of swipes you have to do, and you can merge the different composables into coherent blocks. And in my opinion, a label and a value, it's like one thing. It doesn't really make sense to just read the label name without actually reading my actual name, Alexander Hoffmann. So this is where merging comes into place. And we have here this profile data row. So those are all the label and value combinations that I have. And to merge the semantics, we go here and add merge descendants as a parameter and set it to true. So merge descendants true means that all the semantic information of the children of this composable are getting merged upstairs at the parent. So now the parent has the semantic information and it will be read as one thing. So let's deploy it again and see if this fixes our issue, which makes it a little bit more comfortable to navigate.
TalkBack. Profile. Profiles. Person. Name. Alexander Hoffmann.
Great. I mean, now we're basically done.
January 1990.
Let's
Payment
go
info.
here.
Heading. Type. Bank account. IBAN. The 498*53. Profile star.
Now, what happened? Our payment info button, which is basically a button, is not a button anymore. Like we can't click it. What's happening? I mean, we just changed like the rows, but now somehow it affected the button, which is the parent of it. Let's see what's happening under the hood in the layout inspector.
Back samples.
Is it readable? It's kind of readable.
Profile accept. Profile.
So
Profile
let's
start.
expand
Group
all
list.
the nodes here and go to the payment info and the card. And I don't know if I can really zoom this in. Anyway, I will just tell you, see in the layout inspector, you can see merge semantics and declared semantics. And declared semantics is the semantic information that this actual composable container has declared itself. And here we have stuff like, let's see, What does the card have? Yeah, it has the click label, edit payment info, which we added. And we know that it has an on-click, so it's a clickable action is available. And in the merge semantics are the same. So it has a click label, edit payment info, but besides that, it does not have any content. And if we check the profile data row in comparison, the profile data row has merged semantics, but no declared semantics. So it just takes the semantics from its children. And this is a list of tags with type and bank account. So it's getting the information. But this type and bank account is not included in the card above it, which actually has the click listener. So what's happening is, so personal data, payment info, payment. The payment info has a clickable, and clickable implicitly automatically sets the merge descendants to true. But merge descendants true gets cancelled out, does not include children that declare their own merge descendants true. So by setting the children to merge descendants true, we exclude them from the parent's semantic tree. That's a small problem. I mean, the easiest fix would just be like this icon, which doesn't do anything. We can just like add some text, and then suddenly the parent would have semantic information again and would be read. Or you can just say, okay, I don't know, this profile data row, I use it across the screen, it's fine. And just for this one special case, I will just provide my own information. And I will not copy it over here. I will just go to the finished payment info. And you can override the semantics of the node or the children by using clear and set semantics. Be aware, clear and set semantics removes all semantic information that come after it. So the click label must be the first element or come before, because otherwise we would not get the info anyway. And here you can just provide your custom content description, so you do not have to rely on whatever the children are doing here, just for the special edge case of this clickable card. And still, another issue that I mentioned at the beginning, we still have this issue here.
Address, Messedam 26, 14,055 Berlin.
The 14,055 Berlin, I really would love to have it like read character by character. And string builder, build annotated string, yeah, that's what it's called. I'm doing it here upstairs. See, we can change, or we can tell TalkBack to read it character by using the build annotated string and the with annotation verbatim text-to-speech annotation builder class. So you passed in here what is visible and what should be actually be read. And then TalkBack will actually use it and read it character by character, unless it doesn't, because there are actually cases, and maybe we'll get time to this, like this IBAN down here, this DE49 and everything. It's read fine in English, but actually in German, it's pretty much breaking. So if I go to TalkBack Playground, Profile and enable TalkBack.
Type, Bankaccount, IBAN, de 498 Sternchen 53.
If you know German, it reads DE 498
Playground.
stars 53. I don't know where the 8's coming from, because there are 8 stars in here, but it's just including it in the previous number. So just be aware that TalkBack does different stuff based on different languages, which is super annoying. Yeah, just be aware of it. So now just let's check out our final result here. We have the accessible profile.
Payment info, heading, bank account with IBAN starting with DE49, ending with 53. Double tap to edit payment info.
So now this is clickable. It reads the information or the content of its children in a custom manner by providing an own content description. And yeah, now basically the screen is good enough for now. But I mean, quite honestly, we are this here. So what we did is we added headings, added click labels, we merged composables, we improved the text-to-speech for the zip code, we improved error messages, we notified the user about the change in UI, but there's still so much more to do. So I hope that this gives you a glimpse into what you need to do to improve just a little bit, so that you are aware of how you can improve the text-to-speech experience for your blind users. You can find the slides in the sample code behind the link. Thank you, and don't forget to provide feedback and rate the talk. Thank you very much.